Center fielder Kevin Pillar in the top spot, followed by the catcher Kyle Higashioka, batting second for the first time in his big league career. Hitting third back after a day off, the left fielder Wyatt Langford. In the cleanup spot, the designated hitter Jonah Heim. Marcus Semien will bat fifth and play at second. Josh Young back in there after cutting his right index finger yesterday. Young batting in the sixth spot and playing at third. Adolis Garcia, the right fielder, hits seventh. Jake Berger at first bats eighth. And Josh Smith, playing at short, bats ninth. Patrick Corbin on the mound, the left-hander ready to go, as Jacob Wilson is set to hit. And here's the game's first pitch. Big swing and a miss by Wilson for strike one. That first pitch brought to you by Perimeter Global Logistics. PGL is the official supply chain partner of your Texas Rangers. Visit shippgl.com to get your business in the game. Corbin's next offering is inside, and the count at 1-1 Wilson, right-handed hitter, batting .324. This is the third time that he's been in the leadoff spot this season, and they have all been against left-handed starters. He swings and pops it up foul out of play on the first base side, and that'll make it 1-2. We get started right on time, 7:08 Central Time. 78 degrees on the outside, a comfortable 74 inside here at Globe Life Field as we play with the roof closed. The 1-2 pitch is lined into left, and that's a base knock for Wilson. And so the guy who puts the ball in play more than any other major leaguer singles to get the game started. Wilson, just 2 walks and 5 strikeouts all season long, puts the ball in play 93.5% of the time. He is the anti-true outcomes guy, and he's on board here for Brent Rooker. Another right-handed stick, Rooker the designated hitter. In the lineup today for the A's, there are 2 left-handed batters, 7 right-handed hitters, and Corbin's first pitch is a little high and outside to Rooker for ball 1. Rooker comes up here batting .248 with 7 home runs, 15 runs batted in, and he's hitting over .300 against Southpaws. Wilson, a good lead, has 1 steal. Here comes Corbin, and a swing and a miss on a pitch that hit in the dirt behind the plate, so make it 1-1. Corbin making his 4th start of the season, has a .377 earned run average. In his 3 outings to date, 14 1/3 innings with 17 hits allowed. He's walked 5. He has struck out 10. The 1-1. And that pitch at the top of the zone for a strike, so he's ahead in the count here to Rooker at 1-2. Rangers defensively with Corbin and Higashioka as the battery. Berger at first, Semien at second, Smith at short, Young at third. Here's a toss over to first, and Wilson dives back safely. In the outfield, Langford in left, with Pillar in center and Garcia in right field. Corbin leaning in. Now straightens to the set. And here's the 1-2 pitch. And he misses with a fastball high. So 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Corbin so far this season has thrown his slider more than any other pitch, a little more than 1/3 of the time. He'll also throw the cutter and the sinking fastball. Those are his 3 main pitches. But he has 3 more. Here's the 2-2, and that gets ripped foul into the camera well near side of the A's dugout, third base side. And we stay at 2-2. He also has a 4-seamer and a changeup. The changeup he only throws to right-handed hitters. And he has thrown the curveball this year, but he's only thrown it 4 times. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the count here to Rooker with Soderstrom on deck. The pitch. Hits in the dirt behind the plate. He went to the slider there, and it's a full count now to Rooker. Corbin with wins in each of his last 2 starts. His last time out would have been this past Tuesday, the opening game of the series against the Athletics in West Sacramento, when he gave up 2 runs over 5 innings. Rangers again winning that game 8-5, their highest scoring game this season. And here a swing and a miss on the slider, which may have been a strike at the bottom of the zone. But Rooker strikes out swinging for the game's first out. And that brings up the first baseman, Tyler Soderstrom. Our plate umpire tonight is John Lipka. Sean Barber on the call at first. The crew chief, James Hoy, is at second, and DJ Rayburn manning third base. Here's the lefty hitting Soderstrom, again one of two lefties in the lineup for Mark Kotze's club. And this first pitch is a slider over the outer part of the strike zone. 0-1 to Soderstrom, having a good season, hitting .292, 9 homers, 22 runs batted in. His 9 home runs tied for second most in the American League, behind only Seattle's Cal Raleigh. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a ground ball that spins foul over by the owner's box. And Soderstrom behind in the count here at 0-2. Soderstrom 0 for his last 6. And he's been cold of late, hitting just .207 over the last 8 games. 10 strikeouts in that span. Lefty on lefty. And here's the 0-2. And that pitch a little low and inside. So make it 1 ball and 2 strikes. Soderstrom is the only position player for the Athletics who has started all 28 of their games. Rangers play him as a dead pull hitter in the infield, straight away in the outfield. The 1-2, and that slider misses low and outside. So make it 2 balls and 2 strikes. Shea Langoliers now on deck. Rangers tonight in their traditional home whites, and the Athletics are in their traditional road grays. Opening game in a 4-game series. 2-2 pitch, grounded foul of first. And so we'll do it again here. First base coach for the A's is Bobby Crosby. Eric Martins coaches over at third. Mike Corbin gets that left foot planted on the first base side of the rubber. Ready to go here with the 2-2. The pitch. Swing and a foul as that deflects off of Higashioka. I think it also got a piece of the plate umpire, John Lipka. So Soderstrom battling here. Soderstrom with typical splits, hitting .250 against lefties, hitting .308 against right-handed pitching. Corbin actually hasn't seen very many lefties this year. Lefties against him 4 for 12. Again, the 2-2. And that pitch in the dirt, blocked by Higashioka, but it gets away from him. He didn't see it initially. And a good read by Wilson, who scoots on up to second on what will be a wild pitch charged here to Corbin as the count goes full to Soderstrom.
Well, it's a little bit of a bad break. It's not a bad pitch by Corbin, and Higashioka slid over, but that ball hit, it looked like the back edge of the plate, so it didn't bounce up as much as you'd expect, and it skipped between his legs. Hopefully the Stars can do a little bit of that tonight against the Avalanche, but you hope for Rangers catchers to not be victimized by the 5-hole.
Little dribbler through the 5-hole for the Stars tonight. Here's a swing and a miss. Corbin speeding up the slider there, strikes out Soderstrom for the second out here in the top half of the first. And that will bring Shea Langoliers to the plate. Langoliers batting .217, but his success against the Rangers well documented. He's got 5 home runs for the season, 12 runs batted in. And not only has he had success against the Rangers, but he's played very well here in front of the home fans as he swings and grounds one foul for strike one. He's played 16 games here at Globe Life Field, the product of Keller High School, and then on to Baylor University. In those 16 games here, while he's hit .250, he's homered 7 times and driven in 12 runs. Here's a ground ball to third, fielded by Young. His throw across in the dirt, but scooped neatly by Berger. Langoliers, the final out here in the top half of the first. So no runs, a hit, and a man left in scoring position after a half inning of play. Athletics nothing. Rangers.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player.
Now, Sears started the second game of the series against the Rangers last Wednesday. And while Corbin beat the A's on Tuesday, Sears beat the Rangers on Wednesday. Gave up 2 runs over 5 innings in what was a 5-2 Athletics victory. Kevin Pillar first up here. Pillar batting .300 for the season. Right-handed hitter, hits lefties very well, and he takes a fastball from the lefty Sears for strike 1. Pillar, in fact, against lefties this year, batting .348. Sears works off the extreme third base side of the rubber, deals, and finds the inside part of the zone here. He's got Pillar down in the count at 0-2. As we mentioned in the open, Sears has Texas's number in his last 4 starts against the Rangers, 3 last year and the 1 last week, all wins for him. The 0-2. This is chopped toward third. It bounces over the bag, but just foul. Urshela fielding it in foul territory, and so the count remains 0-2. In those 4 starts, an ERA of 2.63. And in all of his career appearances against the Rangers, Sears 5-1 with a 4.10 ERA. That spanning a total of 9 starts. All right, Pillar will climb back into the box here. A's play Pillar to pull in both the infield and the outfield. Sears ready with another 0-2 offering. The kick and the pitch. And he missed inside. That hit in the dirt down around Pillar's right foot. So make it 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, this is a 4-game series. So we play tonight, tomorrow night, Wednesday night. And then the getaway day game on Thursday is a 1:35 start. Now the 1-2 pitch. And that is lifted out into right field. Butler on the move to his left toward the line. He'll reach up and make the one-hand grab to get Pillar. So 1 away, and that brings up Kyle Higashioka. Hey, coming up at our next homestand on Friday, May the 2nd, when the Rangers play host to the Seattle Mariners, if you're one of the first 15,000 fans through the gates, you'll get the City Connect hoodie jersey, which is presented by Nolan Ryan Beef. For tickets, go to Rangers.com. Again, that's on Friday, May the 2nd, with the M's in town. All right, here's Higashioka, and he takes a first pitch breaking ball right down the middle for strike 1. Higashioka, for the first time in his big league career, batting second in the order. He's hitting .260 for the season with a homer and 5 runs batted in. This pitch is inside. Make it 1 ball and 1 strike. Here lately, Higashioka batting .333 over his last 7 games. And success against Sears, even though the sample size is small, 2 for 5 lifetime against this A's lefty with a walk. This pitch on the inside corner for a strike. So make it 1 ball and 2 strikes. And throughout his big league career, this is just the second time that Higashioka has been penciled into the lineup anywhere 1 through 5 in the order. Just the second time. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball at the top of the zone for a called 3rd strike. So Higashioka out on strikes. The only other time that Higashioka hit anywhere 1 through 5 in the order, he was the cleanup hitter once before, and in that game went 1 for 6 with a double. So here's Wyatt Langford back after a scheduled day off yesterday. Langford, of course, has been red hot. Batting average of .344 with 6 homers, 9 runs batted in. He swings here, tried to check, and ends up fouling off that fastball for strike 1. Langford with a 7-game hitting streak. That's tied for the longest streak this season by any Ranger. And he's 14 for 27 during the streak, a batting average of .519. With damage done, 4 doubles, 3 home runs. The 0-1. And that pitch is outside. Sears missing there with the changeup. And the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. 0-0. We're playing in the first. 2 men out, nobody on. Langford waiting on the 1-1. And he rips it foul down the left field line. That one well back into the seats, into the second deck. So make it 1-2 here to Langford. Langford 1 for 8 against Sears. That one hit was a home run. We should also mention that Wyatt has reached base safely in all 13 games in which he has played here in the month of April. On base percentage this month of .463. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. And that's a little outside and low. Sears missing with the fastball. So make it 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sears primarily a four-seam fastball and sweeper pitcher, and his sweeper has been a very effective pitch this year. Opponents hitting just 179 against that offering. 2-2 the count to Langford. And here comes Sears. A swing and a ball popped up. Shallow right field. Soderstrom and Arias are out. Butler is in. Butler calls off the infielders and makes the catch. The Rangers go in order here in the first. An inning in the books here at Globe Life. A's nothing, Rangers nothing on the Rangers Radio Network.
Great moments in baseball.
Sandler.
Hey, thanks, Matt. I was looking over during the break, and you were intensely researching stuff on your phone. First pitch from Corbin to Andujar is over the outside corner for a strike. And I can't wait to hear about some of your findings.
It's a grind every day, right?
Coming up in the third inning, Matt's research will be revealed. The 0-1, there's a chopper foul third base side. Backing up on it, making a play is Eric Martins, the third base coach, who has taken over for Ron Washington on the Athletics staff, is the guy who works with the infielders pregame and puts them through a series of drills. So he had to make that play cleanly, otherwise he'd lose all credibility. 0-2, and the pitch bounces in cricket style in front of the plate. Andujar with an easy take on the slider, and the count's 1-2.
I was walking over from the Ranger dugout to the A's dugout pregame today when Martins was doing that, and the first ball that he hit went right through the defender's legs. I'm like, I've got to watch what I'm doing over here.
1-2, ground ball left side, through for a base hit. See a nice single for Miguel Andujar. He's been hitting the ball well lately. He's now 9 for his last 20. Leadoff single in the second, just like the Athletics started the first. Yeah, I saw that as well, or at least I saw a similar event. If it was the same defender, it was Nick Kurtz, the young first baseman who's getting the start of the night off against the lefty Corbin.
He looked like he was about 12 years old, so yeah, it must have been Kurtz.
12 years old and about 6'6"? Yeah, that's Kurtz. Here's Lawrence Butler, left-handed batter, batting 6th tonight. And the first pitch, Corbin misses inside with a slider for ball 1. A pitch that looked like it found the zone, but not according to John Lipka.
I remember playing in Little League Baseball and going up against a pitcher who was 6'2", and I'm like, how is that kid that tall?
It wasn't Danny Almonte, was it?
It was not.
The 1-0. Outside.
Although funny that you mentioned it, the kid's name was Danny.
Oh, you do remember his name?
Yeah, his last name was something like San Giovanni or something like that. Big kid. He hit me twice.
2-0. Inside, count 3-0 to Butler. One of the reasons why Butler's batting 6 is that he's been struggling recently, but also because he doesn't really hit lefties as well as he hits righties. Left-handed batter hitting just over 200 against lefties this year. But he's ahead 3-0. Corbin's pitch. There's a strike. Sinker over the inside corner. The count's 3-1 to Butler. No score, top of the second between the Rangers and the Athletics. Second inning presented by Medical City Healthcare, the destination of choice for healthcare excellence. Left side of the infield shaded towards the middle. The 3-1. Strike called on a slider that finds the bottom of the zone, and the count goes from 3-0 to 3-2. The third baseman, Young, is basically playing where the shortstop would normally play. He's that far off the line, and the shortstop, Smith, is almost directly behind the bag at second. 3-2. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Might have been tipped, held onto by Higashioka. Corbin collects his third strikeout as he fires one by Butler, and it's the first out in the top of the second inning.
Well, 3-2. That pitch was not a strike, but it was close enough to the inside corner that Butler went after it. It's a well-located pitch there by Corbin.
So that brings up the righty, Luis Arias. First pitch. He swings and skies one to left center. Langford going back in the deep alley, called off by Pilar. Pilar extends his arm now, reaches up with a glove, makes the catch, and Andujar tags from first. The throw is late, and Andujar holds the bag as he slid late. That was a short distance between Andujar's start of the slide and the bag. I thought he might tumble past the bag, but he somehow held it. Simeon alertly kept the tag, but Andujar didn't vacate, so he moves up to second. But there are two outs, and Gio Urshela's the batter.
That was a good throw by Pilar, but he hesitated just a little bit before launching into that throw.
First pitch to Urshela, swing and a miss. Count 0-1. We're scoreless. Top of the second. Urshela's been hitting the ball well of late. He's 6 for his last 14. A couple of doubles in that stretch. Colombian infielder who grew up a big fan of Edgar Renteria. 0-1 downstairs, and the count's 1-1. Renteria was the starting shortstop on Bruce Bochy's first World Series winning team with the Giants. Starting shortstop on World Series winners 2 and 3 was celebrated this past weekend at Oracle Park. Brandon Crawford. The 1-1. Swing the ball, tap third base side, but foul. I'm sorry, Matt. I don't feel like I'm the one who should say Brandon Crawford's name. Do you mind, in John Miller voice, announcing Brandon Crawford?
Giants shortstop Brandon Crawford.
It's awesome hearing John Miller. I'm sad that we won't hear him again until next year in person.
Hey, we got to experience a real moment in the Rangers dugout yesterday between Bruce Bochy and John Miller.
Hearing John Miller do his Bruce Bochy impersonation in front of Boch, that was good.
That was the first part of it.
The 1-2, Corbin, swing and a tip foul. Urshela just stays alive on the cutter that rode inside, and so the count remains the same.
What was more impressive was Bochy's response to John, in which he imitated John and was really good at it.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. Dueling impersonations. Runner at second. That's Andujar. 1-2 the count. Corbin at the belt. The kick and the pitch. Outside. This is with a fastball just under 92 miles an hour. Max Schumann's on deck. A young right-handed hitter. It's gone off to a slow start offensively. Infield is back. Berger, the first baseman, way off the line. Corbin checks second. Lifts the leg. 2-2. Check swing in the dirt. Did he go? Yes, he did. Sean Barber rings up Urshela. So that's 4 strikeouts now for Corbin. He works around a leadoff single for the second straight inning, and we go to the bottom of the second. We're scoreless on the Rangers.
All the big hits.
At the wall, gone! No doubt about it!
All the great grabs.
Oh, wow! You gotta be kidding me! Put a cape on him!
And all the swagger.
And he does it in grand fashion!
Relive the day's biggest plays all in one lightning-fast hour.
Oh, my goodness! What a show! You better believe it!
Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings, only on MLB Network.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a one-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Sales.
Every game night is a chance to go big with MLB Big Inning. Turn on baseball's only nightly show that brings
And more. Nobody covers Rangers baseball like your home of the Rangers. 105.3 The Fan.
More scores to go to the bottom of the second. Our Bailey and Gallion injury update. Dodgers starting pitcher Tyler Glasnow going to the IL. He is the 13th Dodgers pitcher to land on the IL. He left his start yesterday with shoulder discomfort, an ominous injury, and Glasnow is going to miss some time. As the first pitch from J.P. Sears to Jonah Heim as a fastball in there for strike one. Heim, a switch hitter, batting from the right side against the lefty Sears. Wind up, a 1 pitch, strike called, a fastball right down the middle, and the count's 0-2. Sears needed 14 pitches to retire the Rangers in order in the first. Heim, the cleanup hitter, has been hitting the ball well. He's been hitting the ball hard this season. The 0-2, he takes. There's a slider low. Jonah's average exit velocity is among the best in Major League Baseball. Now, Jonah's not a qualifier, but if you take a look at all hitters with at least 50 plate appearances, Jonah ranks tied for 13th. 1-2. Swinging a foul back. Last year, he wasn't even in the top 150 in average exit velocity, and well, his slugging percentage has benefited. He's up more than 120 points in that department. He's had a really nice start to the season, bouncing back after a down 2024. The 1-2. He swings, and that one is ripped down the left field line. It's a fair ball. Played on a hop by Andujar with a backhand. He gets it back into the infield quickly, so Heim stops at first, but there's a base hit for the Rangers to begin the bottom of the second. After falling behind 0-2, Jonah Heim with a single. And that puts a man on and nobody out for Marcus Semien.
Well, number one, he hit a sweeper, which has been a tough pitch to hit against J.P. Sears this year. And his exit velocity there was a little over 98 miles an hour. So he played right into your little setup.
It rarely happens where I say something and I don't look like a total idiot. Here's Marcus Semien. First pitch, sweeper from Sears at the top of the zone.
You know, something that Jonah's been doing, and I don't know if we've really discussed it very much, he has been very good all season long at taking pitches just below the strike zone. And I think that's helped have him see better pitches.
0-1. Marcus takes outside. Yeah, it's interesting because his strikeout rate is up, but everything else positive about his offensive profile is up as well.
Mm-hmm.
The 1-1. And that's outside. Sometimes when you are a little more selective, you are going to strike out more, though, because maybe you take some pitches that are strikes, you fall behind, and you get in a tough spot. But I think sometimes the risk-reward is worth it. 2-1. Sears kicks the pitch. Semien takes sweeper that is over but high, and the count's 3-1.
I'm not saying he doesn't chase the occasional pitch that's down, but it seems like compared to a lot of his teammates, he really doesn't chase the low pitch very often.
And he laid off against Sears before his single. 3-1 to Semien. The pitch. Swinging a foul back. That was a fastball right down the middle. Sears got away from one, and the count's 3-2. So how about this interesting nugget about the Athletics? We're in the second inning, but they give up more first-inning runs than any team in baseball. It's not in a pocket for the next 3 games in this series. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Sears goes to the fastball. Might have been outside for ball 4, but he gets the swing from Semien. And we've got one away in the bottom of the second. So, entering tonight, they'd allowed 30 first-inning runs in fewer than 30 games. So teams are averaging more than a run per first inning. I imagine that will level out at some point. But the reason I made no effort to bring that up is because J.P. Sears hadn't allowed any first-inning runs. First pitch to Young is a sweeper that splits the plate for a strike.
Well, he's maintained that.
He did not give up a run in the first inning. So he's like on an island, like, guys, you're terrible at all this, but don't group me in. So out of respect, I didn't want it. 0-1. Inside, Young jackknifes out of the way. But something to consider tomorrow and the next day and the next day. First inning production from the Rangers, just not against J.P. Sears. Sears works on the third base side of the rubber. Glove at the shoulders, kicks the pitch. Young swings. That one is smacked through the right side past the dive of Urias into right center field, a base hit. That one was scalded over 100 miles an hour off the stick. And Young going the other way, and the Rangers have 2 on with 1 out in a scoreless ball game in the bottom of the second.
Josh hitting that one at over 100 miles an hour. When we talked to Bruce Bochy in the manager's show today, didn't get on today, but we talked with him about all of the hitters' adjustments and the fact that the hitters had a long meeting today. One of the at-bats that he pointed out in the game yesterday in San Francisco was Josh's first at-bat.
First pitch to Garcia, swings and pops one up. Back of home and out of play.
And that was after the Rangers scored the couple of runs on the pop-up single by Marcus Semien. Josh got behind in the count 0-2, but he was able to hit a fastball out into right field. And that's one of the things that Boach talked about. In certain situations, guys that if they're behind in the count and they feel like they can do something like take a pitcher the other way, he wants to see them do that. Josh has now done that here these last 2 ball games.
0-1 to Garcia. Sears' pitch inside. Backs him off the plate. Count 1 ball and 1 strike. Adolis with his neon arm sleeve down his left arm and the neon spikes. Sears with bright yellow cleats. A lot of color on the field as the 1-1 is looped in the air to short center field. Coming on, Schumann. He slides and he makes the catch. He fires it behind Young, but no one's at first. The runners think about advancing, but a nice job by Langoliers alertly racing up the line to back up the throw to nobody. And the runners have to stay put. So Garcia almost dropped one in for a hit. Nice play by Schumann. 2 outs in the bottom of the second. We're still scoreless, and Jake Berger's coming up.
Schumann able to keep tabs on the base runners even as he went into that slide. Now, Jonah was back on the bag at second, but Josh was a little ways off of first there. And fortunately for the Rangers, no one was covering the bag.
So here's Berger, right-handed batter. First pitch, he swings and pops one up off the fist. Sears the pitcher, Langoliers the catcher. They both go to the area, but it's Langoliers in foul ground up the first base line who makes the call on the catch, and Sears escapes trouble. Couple hits for the Rangers, couple men left on. We go to the third, and we're scoreless.
Great moments in baseball.
Experience, that's hard. Dabbling Christian University Online, they offer a true Christ-centered private school education, acu.edu. Patrick Corbin's first pitch to Max Schumann is a curveball that misses low ball one. We're scoreless. Patrick Corbin has allowed a leadoff single in each of his first 2 innings, but he has left that base runner stranded thanks to 2 strikeouts in each inning, 4 total. 1-0, Schumann rips one up the middle into center field, a base hit. So make that 3 straight innings in which Corbin has allowed a leadoff single. And hopefully the pattern continues. He can leave that man stranded after Schumann singles on Corbin's 40th pitch of the ballgame.
Sinker right down the middle that time at 1-0.
Here's Jacob Wilson. Now Corbin's come close to striking out 3 batters in an inning, but he has come up just short. He hasn't done that since 2023. Wilson bunts the first pitch back to the mound. Corbin has it, thinks about second, but instead takes the sure out at first. So Wilson's retired. He might have had a play. Schumann runs well. It was not a good bunt, but Corbin wasn't positive, so he just took the easy out. And looking at the replay, I think he would have had Schumann, but again, in this situation, maybe the right move is just to go with the play in which you feel 100% certain.
Yeah, he would have had to have made that throw right away.
So here's Brent Rooker, right-handed batter, first pitch. Slider downstairs, ball 1. Rooker struck out swinging on 7 pitches in the first. Been hitting the ball really well lately. 1-0. Pitches upstairs, check swing. Rooker didn't go around. Coming into tonight, hitting .333 over his last 10 games. 7 home runs on the season for Rooker. 2-0, a swing and a ball tipped back foul. He might have expanded the zone on the slow slider from Corbin. Counts 2-1. Our broadcast brought to you by Globe Life. For over 125 years, Globe Life has helped protect families when they need it most. Globe Life, make tomorrow better. Schumann at second. Simeon near the bag, keeping him close. 2-1. Rooker swing and a ball sent foul, twisting out of play to the right. The Athletics in town for 4 tonight, tomorrow, Wednesday, and then Thursday afternoon. We'd love to see you at the Yard. Tickets at Rangers.com. And then afterwards, a big weekend series against the Mariners. 2-2. Corbin's pitch. Swinging a ground ball, hit to short. Smith's got it at the letters. Shuffles and throws to first, and Rooker is retired. Schumann advances to third. So a runner at third, 2 outs. Scoreless in the top of the third, and Tyler Soderstrom coming up. Soderstrom struck out swinging on 8 pitches in the first. And he got off to a great start, but he's now had 9 straight games without a home run and just 1 double in that stretch. So the power surge has gone AWOL here recently. First pitch, a swing and a ball fouled back. He got a sinker over the inner half. And the left-handed batter falls behind the left-handed pitcher, Corbin, 0-1. Smith, the shortstop, near the middle. 0-1 pitch. Corbin sweeps a slider just off the plate. And the count's 1 ball and 1 strike. Big hole on the left side for Soderstrom. Smith straddling that invisible center line. He now shuffles into legal ground with Young near the line at third. The 1-1, a swing and a miss. Counts 1-2. I say near the line. Young straddling the cutout, but compared to where Smith's tugged towards the middle, Young much closer towards the chalk. Runner at third, 2 outs, no score, top 3. 1-2 the count. The pitch. Swinging a foul, bounce through the coach's box first base side. Soderstrom stays alive on a sinker. That was Corbin's 50th pitch. He had a 21-pitch first inning, 17 pitches in the second. He's about to throw his 13th pitch here in the third. Runner at third, 2 outs. The 1-2 pitch. Inside. And as Corbin lifted his leg to begin his delivery home, Young, who was straddling the cutout, scurried away from the line and back towards the back part of the infield to get into a better position against Soderstrom. 2-2. Blown away. Sliding stop by Higashioka on the slider. So Young is playing close enough to the bag to keep the speedy Schumann nearby, making it a little more difficult, say, on a ball in the dirt for him to get a good enough secondary to scamper home. 3-2, the pitch, swinging a foul.
Yeah, and he does it again there where he moves, sort of hustling, shuffling back to his left to get into a better position for where they think Soderstrom might hit the ball if he goes the other way.
And perhaps with a left-handed pitcher whose back is to Young, it's a lot easier for him to frantically scurry like that. Maybe with a righty, could be distracting. 3-2, the pitch. Strike 3 called. Sinker over the inside, Black. Soderstrom flips his bat, and Corbin again, leadoff single, but no damage. He's done that 3 straight innings. We go to the bottom of the third. It's score.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager.
The Rangers, scoreless. J.P. Sears, 32 pitches through 2 innings. Gave up a couple of singles in the second, but wiggled his way out of the jam. So here's Smith. He turns to bunt, pulls back, and Sears' sweeper misses outside. Smith batting 9th tonight against the lefty Sears. Josh has gone off to a slow start against lefties this year, hitting just 143. 1-0. Check swing, but the sweeper finds the outer half, and the count is 1-1. Sears uses that sweeper to lefties about 70% of the time. 1-1. Another sweeper, but that one misses way outside. He throws it to righties as well, but only about 25% of the time. His most favored pitch against righties is his four-seam fastball. Not the case, though, against lefties. 2-1. Goes to the fastball there, but misses low and away. The count 3-1. Pitch to Smith. He takes, and there's a strike at the very bottom of the zone. Now, lefties this year, coming into tonight, hitting .333 against Sears, but he had only faced 10 lefties coming into tonight, so very, very small sample size. 3-2, swing and a miss. Smith chases a sweeper that might have been ball 4 above the zone. So one away in the bottom of the third. Top of the order coming up. Let's pause for station identification on the Rangers Radio Network.
Your home of Texas Rangers baseball.
His first time up. Leadoff batter for Texas stands in, and the first pitch, swinging a ball, chopped foul. Our broadcast brought to you by the Steel Walk Behind Zero Turn and Stand On Mowers. They're built to get the job done. You can shop online or at your local Steel dealer. Steel, let's go mow. Oh, 1. Upstairs, the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Taking a look around Major League Baseball, our quick trip scoreboard update. Happy to share that the Tigers are leading the Astros 2-0 in the bottom of the third. Jack Flaherty currently out dueling Ronel Blanco. 1-1. Swinging a foul in the box as it hit the ground and then ricocheted off of Pilar. So the count's 1-2. Kerry Carpenter with his 6th home run of the season for Detroit. The Orioles gone off to a really slow start, leading the Yankees 4-1 through 7 innings from Baltimore.
That snaps the string. Orioles 7 straight games scoring 3 or fewer runs.
The 1-2. Pilar turns on one, but hammers it foul just behind the heels of Tony Beasley, the third base coach. Count stays 1-2. You wouldn't expect that from the Orioles. Questions about their pitching? Yeah, that's fair, but I think their lineup would do its thing. It hasn't been the case so far. 1-2. Pilar swings and skies one along the left field line. Going to stay in play and in fair territory. And Duhar on the track near the sidewall, just inside the chalk, makes the catch. So Pilar is retired on the 5th pitch. And there are 2 outs in the bottom of the third for Kyle Higashioka. Some big numbers put up earlier, though. The Mets, a 19 spot over the Nationals.
Best record in big league baseball.
Yeah, the Mets are now 20-9. First pitch, Higashioka takes a strike. Now, a lot of the damage was done late. The Mets scored 3 in the 6th, 5 in the 7th, 4 in the 8th, and 4 in the 9th. The 0-1. Higashioka takes a strike over the inside corner. The Nationals did have Ahmed Rosario throw an inning. It didn't go so well. Position player gave up 4 runs in his lone inning of work. The 0-2. Higashioka hits one in the air to left center. Schumann drifts to his right and back a bit. He's under it and he's got it. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Sears and the Athletics. We're scoreless through 3 from Globe Life Field on the Rangers Radio Network.
Hey, Rangers fan.
Strawberry lips burning on my skin, craving for you. I tell myself that the bubblegum wrapper is the sin. A tongue so sweet it can knock me out. What can I do? It tastes so good, every word you say is melting in my mouth. But
because it's 0-0. Middle third due up here for the Athletics. Shea Langoliers first in the box. And he takes a breaking pitch over the plate, but just a little bit low for ball 1. Langoliers bounced out to Josh Young, his first time up. Here comes Corbin with the 1-0. Swinging a ground ball to third. Backing up on it, Young. It's a fair ball. He's got it. 2-hop throw across is offline. Langoliers is on board with the infield hit. So that's going to snap a little over for Langoliers. You know, since he went 4 for 4 against the Rangers last Wednesday, he hadn't gotten a hit. He had been 0 for his last 13. But he'll pick up this infield hit. And that's 4 leadoff singles for the A's here tonight. They've not been able to turn that into a run as Miguel Andujar comes up. He singled to lead off the second and takes this fastball low, ball 1. Andujar now hits for him in 6 of his last 7. 10 for his last 23 at the dish. Corbin looking right at Langoliers, comes home. Throws a cutter over the inside corner for a strike. 1-1. All right, Jared, you were asking about that research I was doing earlier. And it's an interesting bit of information for all of those in Ranger Nation who are panicking over the offense not scoring runs. Here's a pitch that's lobbed out into shallow center. Pilar coming on, but it falls for the base hit. So Andujar 2 for 2. Andujar last Tuesday was 3 for 5 against the Rangers, and that included a home run. So now Corbin, who has managed to work his way out of jams in each of the first 3 innings, has a more dire situation here. The first 2 have reached, nobody out for the always dangerous Lawrence Butler. Butler struck out his first time up. And Corbin could use a strikeout here. He's got 5 of them tonight. And this pitch, cutter just a little bit low, ball 1. All right, what we had been researching was the fact that coming into play today, when you take a look at the teams the Rangers have played this season and their overall records, the Rangers have had a very tough schedule to this point in the year, as this slider just misses a little bit outside, and the count 2 balls and no strikes. The Rangers have played 9 different teams this season, and their combined records coming into play today, a winning percentage of .553. Here's the 2-0 swing, and a ball dribbled foul first base side. 2-1 the count. Of those 9 teams, only one has a losing record, and that's the Los Angeles Angels, who are at 12-15. All of the other clubs the Rangers have played are at .500 or better, and most of them have really good records. 2-1 pitch. That's inside. 3 balls and a strike. The Giants are 19-10. The Dodgers are 18-10. The Cubs are 17-12. The Red Sox, the Reds, the Mariners all have winning records. The 3-1 lifted high into the air left field. Langford will go back on this. Still going back now to his right. He's there to make the catch. Tagging at second is Langoliers, but he'll hold up. So Butler flies out to deep left for the first out here in the top of the 4th. So saying all of that, the Rangers have a 15-13 record against those 9 clubs. Yes, the offense is struggling. Yes, the offense hasn't scored tonight against J.P. Sears. But don't you have to kind of feel good that you've got a winning record against that strong a lineup of clubs?
You know, I don't think it makes you feel great about the offense, what you've seen, but I think to your point, Matt, you're going to have stretches throughout the season where you play really well, and you need to maximize wins during that time. You're going to have stretches where one part of your team isn't performing well.
As Urias swings and rolls one foul almost over to the Ranger dugout, strike 1.
And during those stretches, you need to try and minimize the damage. Well, if you want to factor in that for maybe 28 games, the Rangers lineup has not performed well, yet they have won 15 of those 28 games, we could look back and say, hey, their ability to scratch out wins early was the difference between them winning the division and not winning the division.
Could be, as this fastball misses a little in. 1-1 the count here to Urias.
Now, maybe we're in July and it just hasn't really hit its stride. And we look back and say, hey, you know, April was a sign of what was to come. I mean, you know, we just don't know. But, yeah, you're right. They are 15-13.
Breaking pitch here is low, so 2-1 to Urias, who flied out to deep left center his first time up.
They could be the Orioles, 10-17. They could be the Braves, who got off to a painfully slow start.
Playing better now. But, yeah, the 2-1, that fastball on the inside corner for a strike, 2-2.
So, at the end of the day, the name of the game is winning, and it's about run production and run prevention. And as long as you score more runs than the other team, you get the win. But over the course of the season, the offense obviously needs to tick up.
2-2. Ooh, he just misses a little low with the sinker here, and the count runs full. To Urias, who was the hitting star for the A's yesterday. He had a walk-off home run at the bottom of the 10th to turn a 2-1 deficit into a 3-2 win over the hapless White Sox. Urias with hits in 4 straight, swings and bounces this one foul. Hard roller on the third base side. Urias with 4 home runs on the season. In addition to hits in 4 straight, hits in 6 of the last 7. And over that span, he has homered 3 times. 2 on, 1 out, top of the 4th. 0-0 up on the board. Corbin a look back, and now the 3-2. Swing and a ground ball to third. Young steps on third for 1. Throws across. Double play. So Corbin gets out of it again. First and second, nobody out. And the A's do not score. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. Tied 0-0 on the Rangers Radio Network.
Great moments in baseball.
At Langford into the box here. He flied out to shallow right field his first time up and takes this pitch way outside, ball one. Jonah Heim on deck, Marcus Semien behind him. All three of these guys have homered against J.P. Sears. As this pitch is in there for a strike, so make it 1 ball and 1 strike. But again, Sears has been very good this year. He has given up 4 home runs, but no more than 1 in any start. This pitch is inside, and that'll make it 2 balls and 1 strike.
Gave up a home run to this guy.
Yep. Now the 2-1. Swing and a foul. That sweeper had plenty of movement on it. It ended up being near the middle of the zone. But even with that location, there's so much movement on that pitch, it's kind of hard to gauge where it's going to finish up. So 2-2 the count. Among his 5 starts this season, 3 fit the criteria for being a quality start. And even his 2 non-quality starts have been pretty decent. This pitch on the outside corner for a called 3rd strike. A well-placed fastball. He catches Langford looking. It's the first out here in the bottom of the 4th. 4th strikeout for Sears. Brings up Jonah Heim. 4th inning of our broadcast. Brought to you by the Texas Lottery. The Texas Lottery proudly supports Texas education and veterans. Thanks to the Texas Lottery, Metroplex ISD employees can take advantage on select Texas Rangers games this season. Look for ticket specials on Rangers.com. And the first offering here to Jonah is a little outside. Ball 1. Jonah singled sharply into left his first time up. He now has a 5-game hitting streak, his longest this season. Sears into his motion. And the 1-0. And that's outside. So make it 2 balls and no strikes. Jonah making his 5th start as the designated hitter this year. As the DH, including his 2nd inning single, he's 5 for 17. Couple of doubles and a home run. The 2-0. Backdoor sweeper doesn't get through. So 3-0 the count here to Jonah. And talking about the Rangers' offensive woes, one of the talking points, the fact that the Rangers are not drawing walks. Well, there's a pitch on the inside corner for a strike, 3-1. The Rangers have not drawn a walk tonight against Sears. Sears pretty stingy in the walk department, just 6 walks allowed all season. Jonah asks for time and steps out. If you're not drawing walks and you're not hitting the ball all that well, you just don't have a lot of men on base. 3-1 is lobbed foul into the second deck on the first base side. And the count is full. Rangers are last in the American League in runs scored. Next to last in the league in on-base percentage. A team OBP coming into play today of just 276. Full count here to Jonah. The pitch from Sears. Swing and another souvenir. Again into the seats over on the first base side. Rangers just haven't had many opportunities all season with men in scoring position. Tonight are 0 for 2. A's have had many more chances, but they're 0 for 7 tonight. 3-2 pitch, another foul ball. This one back into the screen. Now coming into play tonight, the Rangers with a total of 171 at-bats this year with men in scoring position. The A's have had 36 more coming in. And that's been the case pretty much against every opponent. Rangers' opponents have had so many more chances. Here's a ground ball past the mound near short. Wilson to his left. Takes some time to set his feet. And he throws Heim out. So 2 gone in the inning. And that brings up Marcus Semien. Whataburger's Mushroom Swiss Burger is back. 2 layers of perfectly grilled mushrooms, creamy au jus sauce, and melty cheese. If you love mushrooms, you're going to love this burger from Whataburger. So 2 out, nobody on. 0-0. We're in the bottom of the fourth. Here's Marcus, who struck out in the second. And the pitch is a one-hopper hit to short. Wilson all over it. He throws in plenty of time. The Rangers go in order in the fourth. To the fifth we go. 0-0 our score on the Rangers Radio Network.
How will you perform in your next game or workout?
Let's see if we can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is oppo taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an oppo taco. His 13th, and it's a one-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
All the big hits.
At the wall, gone! No doubt about it!
All the great grabs.
Wow! You gotta be kidding me! Put a cape on him!
And all the swagger.
And he does it in grand fashion!
Relive the day's biggest plays all in one lightning-fast hour.
Oh my goodness! What a show! You better believe it!
Quick Pitch. Late nights and early mornings only on MLB Network.
Did you win? Download PlayScore in the App Store today. That's PlayScore with the Q. PLAYSQOR. It's time to make your picks and win with PlayScore.
Here we go to the top half of the fifth inning. Glad you've joined us on this Monday night for some Rangers baseball. 0-0 our score. Matt Hicks along with Jared Sandler. Ken Mendez, our engineer, here at the ballpark. James Tritley and Jacob Bray are at master control. Gio Urshela is the batter, and Corbin throws him a first pitch slider away for ball one. Urshela struck out in the second. For Patrick Corbin, 5 strikeouts tonight. And he's been weathering the storm. Here's the 1-0. A swing and a miss on a cutter that was in. So make it 1 ball and 1 strike. You got Luis Urias to hit into a double play to end the top half of the fourth inning. The A's have had base runners. They've got 5 hits through 4 innings, but nothing to show for it, and the A's are 0 for 7 with men in scoring position tonight. Here comes the 1-1. Swing and a miss. He went after a fastball that was down on the count 1-2. Urshela came into this game on a string of 17 consecutive plate appearances without striking out. So Corbin got him in the second and has him behind in the count here at 1-2. The pitch that hit the front edge of the plate, literally. So make it 2 balls and 2 strikes. Urshela hits in 3 of his last 4 games. He is a career .271 hitter. 2-2 pitch. And that slider plops in just a little bit low. So a full count here to Urshela. We'll watch Corbin's pitch count. He had thrown 71 pitches total through the first 4 innings. 3-2 on the way, and this is grounded softly foul over into the camera well near side of the A's dugout. Corbin, over his first 3 starts, had thrown a maximum of 85 pitches. You figured 90 would be tops for him here tonight. 3-2 again. Swinging a hard hit ball past Young and down the left field line. It kicks off the short fence. Langford's got a long way to go to get there. Here's a throw to second. It's offline, and Urshela is in there with a stand-up double. Just beyond the reach of Josh Young, who went lunging to his right after it. Couldn't quite come up with it.
Well, I guess the A's decided their strategy of hitting a leadoff single in each of the first 4 innings, which did not produce a single run, was worth altering, so they decided to begin the 5th with a leadoff double.
So more trouble here for Patrick Corbin and company. As Max Schumann comes up, he singled into center his first time up. For Urshela, that is his 7th double of the season, which makes him the A's team leader in that category. First pitch to Schumann. He swings and shoots one foul the other way. That one into the lower sweet level on the first base side. Strike one here to the right-handed hitting Max Schumann. So 6 hits on the board now for the A's. Schumann on the season 0 for 4 with men in scoring position. Swings here, misses the cutter, falls behind at 0-2. The A's have actually done well in these spots. A team batting average of .261, but again, 0 for 7 tonight. Corbin straightens to the set. A look back to Urshela, and now the pitch. And that slider hits in the dirt behind the plate. So make it 1 ball and 2 strikes. Corbin ready here at 1-2. And the pitch. And that's lifted high into the air, pretty deep center field. Pilar has a play going back. He makes the catch, tagging at second Urshela. Here's the throw to third, and it causes Josh Young to go into foul ground well off the bag. So Urshela advances on the deep fly ball out. 1 away here in the 5th, and now some pressure on the Rangers infield. Schumann moves the runner. At the very least here, Jacob Wilson will be the batter. The Rangers will bring the infield in. Simeon at second, the only infielder playing behind the base path. As Wilson comes up here 1 for 1. And he'll take a fastball inside for ball 1. Wilson singled to start the game and then executed a sacrifice bunt in the 3rd. This is an A's team that just took 2 out of 3 from the White Sox. They've won 4 of their last 5. 8 of their last 12. There's a ball sharply hit to short. Snagged by Smith. He looks the runner back to third, throws to first, and Wilson is the second out of the inning. So the drawn-in infield works. Josh Smith deftly handles that ground ball. So 2 away, infield back at normal depth. Brent Rooker, the batter, he is struck out and grounded to short. Urshela coming down the line here. Young playing well off the bag, and the first pitch is strike 1 to the right-handed hitting Rooker, a pitch on the inside edge. Infield playing Rooker to pull, the outfield just about straight up. Rooker batting 182 on the year with men in scoring position. Here's the set and the 0-1. That pitch over the plate, but a little high. Corbin missing with the cutter. And the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Urshela takes his walking lead from third. As Corbin sets. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And that's just a little bit inside. He missed there with a sinker. Falls behind in the count to Rooker at 2-1. Corbin has been throwing strikes here tonight. Hasn't been behind in the count a great deal. Into the glove he goes. And the 2-1 pitch. That's inside. Cutter that had plenty of break in on the right-handed batter, but now the count moves to 3-1. So movement in the Rangers bullpen, and this because of the Corbin's pitch count. The 3-1. Swing and a miss. Tried to get the slider that dipped a little below the zone, and the count to Rooker is full. Corbin about to throw his 90th pitch. And it's Jacob Webb first up in the Ranger bullpen. This pitch a little bit inside, ball 4, so Rooker draws the walk, and now runners are at the corners here with 2 men out. Tyler Soderstrom, the batter, pitching coach Mike Maddox on his way out to the hill to buy some time here for Jacob Webb, and it gives us time to Remind you that you can get one free set of Brake Best brake pads when you buy 2 Brake Best Select brake rotors. Ask the brake professionals about other brake pad upgrade options. Shop your O'Reilly Auto Parts. It's a good read for diction class right there, I can tell you that. All right, first and third, 2 men out. We're in the top of the 5th. 0-0. And again, at least this season, Patrick Corbin in uncharted waters, having now thrown a total of 90 pitches. Again, his previous high, 85, in each of his last 2 starts. In his first outing as a Ranger at Wrigley Field, he threw 74 pitches in what was 4 innings of work. So now he takes on the lefty-hitting Tyler Soderstrom, who has struck out twice. He went down swinging in the first, looking in the third. The pitch. And that's in the dirt and covered up neatly by Higashioka. The runners stay put. Ball 1 here to Soderstrom. Urshela, the runner, at third. Rooker at first. Corbin into the glove. Home with the 1-0. And that one on the inside corner for a strike, a front door slider. So make it 1 ball and 1 strike. Corbin getting a new baseball, tossing that one aside. He'll rub it up just a bit before getting that left foot planted on the first base side of the rubber. Decent lead at first for Rooker. And Corbin kicks and deals. And that ball is lifted out into right field. Adolis on the move. He will not get there. It lands inside the line. Urshela scores. Rooker hits the bag at third. He's being waved home. The relay throw is not in time. Rooker scores from first on the double by Soderstrom just inside the right field line. The A's punch through and lead 2-0.
Well, it was actually a really nice job by Berger to get that throw to the plate. Adolis' relay throw from the sidewall was a little offline, and so Berger had to change his footing closer towards the mound and make a throw on the run. The Rangers are going to ask for a review, however.
All right, we'll hear from James Hoy here in a second.
Texas is challenging the safe call at the home plate.
Crew chief and second base umpire James Hoy tonight. So it's definitely 1-0.
Hey, Jeremy. So Texas is challenging the safe at the home plate.
What are we hearing there?
Well, Jeremy is obviously at the replay command center. James Hoy forgot to turn his mic off. He also said at the home plate. Did you notice that?
Yeah, I did notice that.
I don't think that article in front of home is necessary.
Probably not. But, you know, it was an odd place for the relay throw to be taken because Berger was between the mound and the first baseline, maybe only about 40 to 45 feet from home plate. He turned and made a pretty good throw home. Higashioka applying the tag to Rooker on his left arm.
After review, the call in the field stands. The runner is safe. Texas will lose the challenge.
That was a quick review.
Yeah, and I think in the top of the 5th, Rangers figure, hey, why not? I mean, I hate to say this, but the reality is they're not scoring a lot. And that second run, especially with J.P. Sears on the mound, might be pivotal. And unfortunately for Patrick Corbin, who battled all night, just not getting the run support, that's going to end his night.
I'm just kind of surprised if the call stands, not call confirmed, that happened so quick. They looked at it quickly and said, we can't tell. It stands.
And they looked at her like, hey, we know this isn't getting overturned. We're not going to waste everyone's time and confirm this. What the heck? Who knows? I mean, the whole...
All the big hits.
Lears at infield hit his last time up, 1 for 2. So Tyler Soderstrom gets credit for a double and a couple of runs batted in, give him 24 RBIs now on the year as Webb spots the outside corner and he's up in the count here at 0-2. Soderstrom with that double, snapping an 0 for 8 skid. Webb is on for the 13th time. He's 2-1 with an ERA at 4.5. He has given up runs in each of his last 2 appearances. You got 2 men out, Soderstrom at second. And the Rangers trailing by a couple of runs. The 0-2 pitch, swinging a foul that goes off the mid of Higashioka. And so the count will hold here to Langoliers. Webb in 14 innings has given up just 9 hits. He's walked only 3, struck out 10 of the 9 hits he's allowed. He has given up 3 home runs. Langoliers 0 for 2 in previous encounters with Webb. Here's a swing and a foul high into the air. Out of play on the first base side. Langoliers stays alive here at 0-2. Well, Patrick Corbin pitched well and pitched out of a lot of jams. The A's were 0 for 9 against him with men in scoring position until that Soderstrom double that hit just inside the right field line. 0-2 pitch. Fastball just a little outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Simeon playing up the middle. Berger well off the bag at first as they play Langoliers to pull. Swing and another souvenir. This one headed toward our level. A few sections to our right. And so we hold here at a ball and 2 strikes. Webb pitched most recently in Saturday's game in San Francisco, suffering the loss. And here, swing and a miss on a sweeper, and Langoliers is out on strikes for the final out in the top half of the 5th. But the A's take the lead. They get 2 runs on a couple of doubles and leave a man. And after center his first time will lead it off here for Texas. Garcia and Berger set to follow. First pitch is grounded foul right through the third base coach's box. Strike 1 here to Josh. Young, with that second inning single, has now hit safely in 6 straight. He's 7 for his last 18. Sears turns into his motion and comes home with the 0-1. And he misses inside with a fastball. So make it 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1. And that pitch popped up foul going into the seats along the right field line. 1 ball and 2 strikes. With this past road trip, the Rangers started it with an 8-5 win against these A's in West Sacramento. But since then, the Rangers have not scored more than 3 runs in a game. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Hit hard but foul off the netting far end of the A's dugout. Over the last 5 games in which the Rangers have lost 4 times they have scored exactly 2 runs. And in one game, which was a walk-off loss Thursday in West Sacramento, they scored 3 runs. The 1-2 pitch. And it's down and in. Josh managing to get out of the way in the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sears ready with a 2-2. And that one on the outside corner for a called 3rd strike. Well-placed fastball. Sears records his 5th strikeout. 1 away here in the bottom of the 5th. Adolis Garcia, the batter. We mentioned earlier, the Rangers aren't the only team struggling on offense. There are plenty of teams in the big league struggling to score runs. We mentioned the Orioles had gone 7 straight prior to today in which they had scored 3 or fewer runs. How about the San Diego Padres, who got off to an incredible start, but they've been struggling of late. Adolis swings and fouls 1 back, strike 1. The Padres have only scored 3 runs over their last 5 games. 3 runs total. Doesn't make the Rangers situation any better. This pitch is popped up in the infield. In foul ground, Langoliers off with the mask, and he'll make the catch to retire Adolis for the 2nd out in the inning. And that brings up Jake Berger. Berger did what Adolis did right there his first time up, popping up to Langoliers.
Dave said something on the pregame show a couple weeks ago when we did that race, and there was some old line about comparison as the enemy of joy or thief of joy or something. Is that right?
It's something like that. First pitch to Berger. He hits it out into right center field. A long run for Butler coming in, and it falls. Urias was going out. Butler was coming in. It hit right between them. Both were about a stride from getting to a position to be able to make the play. So a tweener falls in here for Berger, and the Rangers have their 3rd hit of the evening as Josh Smith comes up.
Well, I know you weren't suggesting otherwise, but while it's nice to know the Rangers aren't the only team that maybe aren't meeting offensive goals or projections, I don't know that it makes them feel any better.
Yeah, this pitch outside to Josh, ball 1.
Well, obviously, the idea is just to worry about your house and not the others, but you're right, offense a little tougher to come by so far this year, but the Rangers really scuffling.
Here's a fastball on the outside corner, 1-1 to Josh Smith, who struck out swinging his first time. Josh had a string going, but it got snapped yesterday when he went 0 for 4. He had reached base safely in 17 consecutive starts. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a foul tip caught by Langoliers. Make it 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I don't know if Sears is attempting to locate that sweeper at the top of the zone or if he's missing, but either way, he's been effective with that pitch at the top of the zone tonight.
He's ready here with the 1-2. Kicks and deals. And that sweeper is outside, but near the top of the zone, 2-2. Josh coming off of a 3 for 20 road trip. Now the 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. sweeper that was a little up. And that's the final out here in the bottom half of the fifth. No runs, a hit. Rangers leave a man, and after 5, trail.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Is outside of the fastball. It's ball 1. So Patrick Corbin went 4 2/3 innings. Jacob Webb struck out Shea Langoliers to put an end to the 5th. And now Webb sticking around for the 6th. The 1-0 pitch, a changeup swung on and missed. The count 1-1 to Andujar, who's 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. 4 2/3 innings for Corbin. 2 runs on 7 hits, 5 strikeouts, and a walk on 93 pitches. 1-1. Up and in as Andujar bails out of the box to get away from the fastball, and the count 2 balls and a strike. No action in either bullpen, and well, why would there be on the Athletics side? 5 scoreless from J.P. Sears. And Duhar lobs one in the air to left center. Langford cruises to his left and makes the catch. And not just 5 scoreless from Sears, but he's done it in just 74 pitches. So that brings up Lawrence Butler.
Yeah, the Rangers have had just 2 at-bats with men in scoring position, and they both occurred in the 2nd inning.
Yeah, after singles from Heim and Young. And Garcia flied out, Berger fouled out. Butler facing a righty for the first time tonight, and the first pitch he sees is a sweeper that clips the outside corner for a strike. Broadcast brought to you by Balcones. Discover Balcones Distilling, the original Texas whiskey. 0-1. There's a wave and a miss. Change-up off the plate. A chase from Butler, and he's behind 0-2. And the pitch. Check swing, did he go? No, he did not. Third base umpire DJ Rayburn says no swing on another changeup from Webb, and the count now 1-2 to Butler. The pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball thrown by Butler at 93, and Webb doing a nice job of adding and subtracting, and probably made that 93-mile-an-hour fastball feel a lot harder after a couple of changeups to Butler. Second strikeout for Webb. He's retired all 3 men he's faced. And with 2 outs, Luis Arias, the batter.
Really good location on that pitch. Similar attack there to how Corbin attacked him in the 2nd.
First pitch to Arias, jammed up in the air. Foul ground first base side. Higashioka spreads the arms, calls for it, and makes the catch. And it's an easy 1-2-3 inning for Jacob Webb on 9 pitches, sending us to the bottom of the 6th. Athletics 2, Rangers nothing on the Rangers Radio Network. And Langford. Sears works on the extreme third base side of the rubber with his yellow spikes pointing towards the plate. He steps into the windup, and the first pitch to Pilar is a sweeper that sweeps over the outside corner for a strike. Black glove for Sears across the letters on his gray top. The 0-1. Check swing. Pilar went around, according to home plate umpire John Lipka, on a changeup off the plate, so the count's 0-2. And the delivery. Pilar swings and tags one foul, hooking down the left field line. A sweeper that got in, but he was out in front of it. And you mentioned this earlier, Matt, but one of the reasons why that pitch is effective, not just the movement, but the speed. It's like a frisbee coming in there, and hitters having a tough time timing it up.
Yeah, even when he misses in the middle of the zone, it's still hard to get a good swing off on that pitch.
No balls and 2 strikes to Pilar. Sears comes home. Pilar fouls him back. Jacob Webb's retired all 4 men he's faced out of the Rangers bullpen, but his night might be done. Sean Armstrong is throwing for Texas. No action in the Oakland. Oh, okay, that's number 1 for me. At least number 1 today. The Sacramento pen. That's not even right. The Athletics pen.
Yeah, but the Sacramento pen has a river that runs through it. Right? Kind of like Sacramento. There's a Sacramento River divides the city.
Is that a bad joke? Or?
I don't know. Okay. I was just trying to fill time.
Yeah. 0-2. Check swing. Pilar goes around. He tried to hold off on the slider below the zone. We'll blame Hicksy for that strikeout.
All right.
There's one away in the bottom of the 6th.
I'll take the L.
There's Higashioka, who's 0 for 2. Strikeout in the first. Fly out to center in the third. Right-handed hitting catcher. Swings the bat around his ankles, now brings it up behind his helmet, twirling it in a circular motion as he awaits. And the first pitch from Sears is a sweeper towards his back foot. Higashioka gets out of the way.
Almost hit that foot.
Rangers just trying for some base runners. They haven't had a base runner reach scoring position, like Matt mentioned, since the second, and just 3 base runners in total. The 1-0. Swinging a foul back. Now, Sears doesn't walk a lot of guys, and the Rangers don't draw a lot of walks, and they have yet to draw a walk tonight. The Rangers did not walk in yesterday's game either. Matter of fact, the Rangers haven't drawn a walk since the third inning on Saturday. 1-1. Low and away, they count 2-1. So that's 6, 15, 20 straight innings without drawing a walk. Maybe we can speak it into existence. Or a hit. 2-1. And Higashioka swings and pops one up foul back of home in the count 2-2.
Well, Sears tonight has only gotten to a ball 3 count 3 times.
It's a very aggressive Rangers lineup. A lineup that doesn't see a lot of pitches. 2-2. And the offering. Swinging a foul back. Sweeper. Higashioka stays alive. All right, Aces Update brought to you by Choctaw Casinos and Resorts, where the players play. Give you some pitching notes from around the league in a second. Nobody on, 1 out. 2-2. Higashioka hammers one to left field. And Duhart back of the track, and it's off the wall. Played smoothly by Schumann, who fires it towards the infield, sliding in safely ahead of the throw, though, with a 1 out loud double is Kyle Higashioka. And the Rangers have something cooking here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Higashioka at second, and Langford coming up.
That was a fastball middle away, allowing Kyle to get full extension, and that hit the wall on the fly, low on the wall. It skipped by Andujar, but Schumann was smartly there to play the carom and get it back into the infield.
So runner in scoring position for Langford. Langoliers going out to the mound to chat with Sears. So our note from around the league, Cade Stroud, pitching prospect for the Orioles, was promoted to make his major league debut. He did not pitch in tonight's game against the Yankees. The Orioles won 4-3. Elsewhere, Matt mentioned this, but Dane Dunning recalled. Fine job out of the bullpen option. I'm sure we'll see him again soon. And Daniel Robert was designated for assignment. So we'll see what happens with Daniel as teams have a chance to claim him. Tristan McKenzie, who was designated for assignment by the Guardians, accepted an outright assignment to remain in the organization and go to AAA. So there are your pitching updates from around the league. Here's Langford, first pitch from Sears. Swinging a ball lobbed in the air to short right. Second baseman, Urias goes out. Butler in from right. He makes the catch. And Langford's retired. That was a changeup. That was over the middle of the plate, just below the belt, and Langford just couldn't quite time it up. So that brings up Jonah Heim. Heim 1 for 2 with a single. Higashioka remains at second. Bottom of the 6th inning. One swing can get it all back. You don't need that, though. You'd love it. You don't need it. A base hit would do just fine. First pitch to Heim is up and away.
Yeah, and I would definitely like to see a single here to get the run in, just because we've so rarely seen it here recently.
Now, Higashioka is not a fast runner, but with 2 outs, he's able to go on contact. And there is action finally in the Athletics bullpen. Mitch Spence is throwing. 1-0. That one's off the plate. Count 2-0 to Heim. We do have some good news. About 18 miles away, the Stars with an early goal. 3 minutes into their hockey contest with the Blizzards. 2-0. Sears at the shoulders, lifts the leg, and the lefty's pitch. Heim swings, hits one on the ground of the middle, into center field, a base hit. Higashioka rounds third. He comes home and scores without a throw. And the catching combo of Higashioka and Heim get the job done. Higgy with the double, Heim with the single. Rangers finally on the board here in the bottom of the 6th as they cut their deficit in half.
speaking it into existence, right? That's what we need to do. Well, Jonah had count leverage there. He was up in the count 2-0, got a sweeper that was close to the heart of the plate. He was able to put a good swing on it and get the result.
And that's going to be it for J.P. Sears. So the Rangers knock the tough lefty out of the game with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. So the Rangers' first run presented by Kubota. They're on the board. We'll see if this opens the gates a little bit. With a runner at first and 2 outs, Marcus Semien, the new batter. He's going to face Mitch Spence when we come back on the Rangers Radio Network.
Let's see if we can figure out the following baseball slang term.
Summer's end, and you feel that this is your beginning. Well, colors fade, but it's okay. There is good in changes. Go run away, get it out of your system. Come back when you're older. Go find a place where you can't be the victim. And come back when you're older. Go catch the storm within your broken bones and be wild.
Against Spence, against whom he's 1 for 7 in his career. Spence, middle of the rubber, kicks the righty's first pitch. Semien swings and fouls him away. Spence is one of 6 righties in Mark Kotze's bullpen, along with 2 lefties. And he's a guy who often goes multiple innings for the Athletics. Matter of fact, in 5 of his 9 outings this year, he's delivered 2 or more innings. Not just more than 3 outs, but we're talking 6 or more outs. 0-1. Swinging a foul back. Now, in yesterday's win for the Athletics, Mason Miller, Tyler Ferguson, Grant Holman, Justin Sterner, and TJ McFarland all pitched. But only Holman has pitched in back-to-back games. So you'd imagine that with reasonable pitch counts, those other names could be available, and the expectation isn't necessarily for Spence to give them 6 outs. Mason Miller only threw 11 pitches, and Tyler Ferguson only threw 6 yesterday. Oh, we're looking far ahead, however. Right now in the bottom of the 6th, Semien down 0-2. Spence with the kick and the pitch. Semien rips one to left field, a base hit. Cut off near the line by Andujar, but sprinting around to third is Heim. The throw is late. Semien goes up to second. He slides in safely. And the Rangers keep the train moving in the bottom of the 6th. And now, not only do they have the tying run 90 feet away, but with the throw from Andujar going into third, Semien alertly up to second, and the go-ahead runs in scoring position for the number 6 hitter for the Rangers, Josh Young.
Really nice base running that time by Jonah Heim. Had a huge secondary lead. When he saw where the ball was, he was past second before Andujar got to the ball, so he calculated correctly, and that allows Semien to move up.
2-strike hit for Semien. Here's Young. First pitch. He takes outside. Josh Young against Mitch Spence. Josh is 1 for 2 with a single. Spence entering tonight with a .450 ERA. That's .450. The 1-0. In the dirt, blocked nicely by Langoliers, dropping and sliding to his right. Now Spence is a ground ball pitcher who does get a lot of chase. But this year, opposing hitters batting nearly .300 against him. Lefties are better against him than righties, but righties haven't been stymied by any means. 2-0 to Young, the pitch. He takes low. 20 innings ago, Josh Young drew the most recent walk for the Rangers, and here we are in the bottom of the 6th with Adolis Garcia on deck. Josh Young is ahead in the count, 3-0. Runners at second and third. Spence, the set in the pitch. Young swings. That one's twisted foul out of play to the right. Well, he got a pitch in the middle of the zone. It was a cutter. He was a little bit late on it. And it counts 3-1. Spence throws his cutter more than any other pitch, about 60% of the time. 3-1. The righty comes home. Young takes high, ball 4. And looking at the pitch tracker, that actually might have been a strike.
Yeah.
But Young was convicted as he flipped his bat and jogged up to first, and John Lipka didn't disagree, so the bases are loaded. We've got a mound visit, and we're going to pause with TJ McFarland warming. Adolis Garcia due up, bases loaded in the bottom of the 6th. Let's give you a station break on the Rangers Radio Network.
Your home of Texas Rangers baseball. KRLD-FM and
in the bottom of the 6th, and the Rangers really hadn't cooked up a whole lot offensively. But then Kyle Higashioka delivered a one-out double. After White Langford flied out, Jonah Heim gave the Rangers a run-scoring single. Mitch Spence entered. He gave up a single to Simeon, a walk to Young, so here we are with the bases loaded. Adolis Garcia and Mitch Spence the matchup. 2-1 Athletics. First pitch coming to Adolis. He takes a breaking ball low and away. In case you're wondering, in Adolis Garcia's career, he's 3 for 6 with a couple of doubles against Spence. The 1-0. A swing and a foul. Out of play to the right. So the count, 1-1.
Rangers just 11 at-bats this year with men in scoring position. They have 3 hits. And Adolis 0 for 1.
And Adolis 0 for 1 with the bases loaded as well. The 1-1. Swing and a tip, foul into the mitts. I think you meant with the bases loaded. You said with runners in scoring position.
Oh, did
I correct?
I thought I said with the bases loaded. Oh, all right. I meant to say with the bases loaded.
I was about to say, I feel like he's had more
than
one. In case you're wondering how that stacks up, 11 at-bats with the bases loaded. We'll tell you after this. 1-2 to Garcia. Swinging a high fly ball right side of the infield. The second baseman, Arias, under it. He's got it. 11 at-bats with the bases loaded now, 12, 25th in the big leagues. The Rangers hope to get more of those opportunities, but unable to capitalize here. They do get on the board, though. We're through 6. It's 2-1. The Athletics leading the Rangers on the Rangers Radio Network.
It's a great night for baseball.
This matchup.
induced an infield fly ball off the bat of Adolis Garcia. Well, immediately Cal Higashioka going to go out to the mound because J.J. Bleday is pinch hitting for Gio Urshela. So Bleday, the lefty who started the game on the bench with the lefty Corbin getting the start for the Rangers, will now come off the bench. And Higashioka just making sure that he and Armstrong on the same page for the pinch hitter. Bleday's been scuffling a little bit. Slightly open stance. So Armstrong kicks and the righty delivers, and the first pitch is a sweeper that apparently missed the strike zone. I don't know where, but I guess John Lipcomb said low. Counts 1-0. Jacob Webb did a nice job. Faced 4 batters, retired them all on 16 pitches. 1-0, and Bleday lifts one high in the air to right field. Garcia drifting back, backpedaling shy of the track, steps his right foot onto the cinders and makes the catch. And Bleday gave that one a ride, but it died to straightaway right. And there's one away here in the top of the 7th. That brings up the 9th place hitter, Max Schumann. Well, Armstrong's pitched well for the Rangers this year. First pitch to Schumann in there for a strike. One of several off-season acquisitions made by Chris Young, Ross Fenstermaker, and the Rangers baseball operations staff to not just bolster, but add depth to this bullpen. 0-1 outside. And one of the reasons why the Rangers have been so successful winning games despite not scoring a lot of runs isn't just because of the trio of Garcia, Martin, and Jackson, but because of guys like Webb and Sean Armstrong. 1-1, fouled back. Count 1-2. Opposing hitters batting just .231 against Armstrong this year. And Armstrong, who's a fly ball pitcher, has tallied more than a strikeout per inning. And he's ahead 1-2 against Schumann. The pitch just outside. He went with a sweeper, a pitch he added this offseason. It started over the outer half of the plate, but broke just off the dish. And either Max Schumann was fooled by the pitch or he had an incredibly impressive take. 2-2, and Schumann calls time. Our broadcast brought to you by a lot of our friends, including our friends at Bob's Steak and Chop House. 2-2. Outside.
That was close.
You know, Bob's, you get that carrot with every meal, and Max Schumann must have eaten some carrots before the game. Carrots improve your eyesight, right? Or they help your eyesight?
Supposed to.
Yeah, he's had some tough takes. Counts full. Payoff pitch. Outside ball 4. So Schumann draws the walk with 1 out. And we swing back to the top of the order for the Athletics. They lead 2-1 in the top of the 7th. Hey, just a reminder that the embossed short sleeve hoodie presented by TXU Energy will go to the first 15,000 fans this Sunday when the Mariners and Rangers wrap up a big 3-game series. Rangers.com for tickets. What the heck is an embossed short sleeve hoodie? First pitch, strike called outside corner to the leadoff man, Jacob Wilson.
Should it have lettering or something embossed on it?
Embossed. Decorated with a design that stands out in relief. Example, an embossed brass dish. 0-1, outside.
That means that whatever lettering is there, it stands out from the rest of the fabric. It actually protrudes from the fabric.
Got it. Rick Ross, big emboss. 1-1. Runner goes. The pitch is taken. The throw by Higashioka bounces into Simeon. The tag not in time. Schumann, who's got great speed, dives in safely just ahead of Simeon's tag. The Athletics do not run a lot, nor do they run effectively. But they get the stolen base there. The pitch was taken, and it was a strike. Schumann just barely stuck that left hand covered by the sliding mitt in ahead of Simeon's sweeping tag. 1-2 to Wilson. Armstrong's pitch, swinging a foul back. Wilson's tough to strike out. He doesn't swing and miss a lot, but the Rangers in the first inning got a swing and miss out of him before his single to lead off the game. Just 5 strikeouts on the year for Wilson. He's down 1-2. Armstrong at the belt. Check second. A pause and the pitch. Swing and a miss. They got Wilson chasing. That's 6 strikeouts on the year now for Wilson, and there are 2 outs in the top of the 7th.
And the Rangers have struck him out twice, right? You got him once in West Sacramento. That's a well-located fastball. Just a little bit off the outside part of the plate, a little bit above the zone.
And Armstrong elevates his fastball well and did that right there. So here's Rooker. First base open. Soderstrom on deck. First pitch, Rooker takes, slow and away. That's stolen base for the Athletics, just their 10th of the season. And they're 10 for 15. They're successful just 2/3 of the time. That's near the very bottom of Major League Baseball. 1-0. Outside, count 2-0. Armstrong might be pitching around Rooker, even though Soderstrom's had a nice start to the year. He hasn't hit as well of late, and still might be the more favorable matchup. Rooker's been one of baseball's best hitters the last couple years. 2-0, he takes. There's a strike. Perfectly placed over the outside corner. Now, it's also worth noting that lefties have been more successful against Armstrong than righties by a landslide. That might factor into things as well. 2-1. Inside, ball 3. Coming into tonight, righties hitting just $160 against Armstrong. Lefties up around $360, but I'm not sure if that's factoring into any sort of strategy here. The 3-1. Swing and a tip into the mid of Higashioka. So Armstrong not giving up against Rooker. He's challenging the former Mississippi State Bulldog. Counts full. First base is open. Top of the 7th. It's 2-1 Athletics. Schumann at second runs well. 2 outs and the payoff pitch. Swinging a foul. Behind home plate, just off to the right. So Rooker, who's seen a lot of pitches tonight. Through his first 3 plate appearances, he had seen 18 pitches, and he's about to see an 8th pitch here. 3-2. Swinging a foul. Stays alive on a fastball of the sinking variety. And then the count stays 3-2. Armstrong about to throw his 21st pitch of the inning. He's at the belt. We'll do it again. Payoff pitch number 3, and Rooker swings and skies one to right center. Slicing away from center field, but Pilar, ranging to his left, calls for it. He's got it, and that ends the inning. So Armstrong does a nice job working around the one-out walk. He gets Wilson, and he gets Rooker, and we go to the stretch. It's 2-1, the Athletic.
Take a hack at guessing which base.
in the bottom of the 6th. Gave up a single to Simeon, a walk to Young, but got Garcia to fly out with the bases loaded to the second baseman, Arias. And got out without further damage. Spence back out there here in the bottom of the 7th. First pitch to Jake Berger, and it's a curveball that starts inside and stays inside. Ball 1. So Sears in line for what could be a 6th career win against the Rangers. Most wins for Sears against any team in baseball. The 1-0 is swing and a miss. He ends up going 5 2/3 innings, allowing a run on 5 hits with 7 strikeouts and no walks, throwing 89 pitches. 1-1 to Berger. Spence working out of the windup. And the pitch. Berger swings and grounds 1 to short. A warm burner out to Wilson. Rips the throw to first. And Berger's retired. Well, J.J. Bleday came into the game as a pinch hitter for Gio Urshela in the top of the 7th inning. Bleday stays in the game but goes to center field, and the center fielder Max Schumann moves to third base. Everyone else remains in position. Here's Smith. First pitch from Spence, and the sinker misses down and in. Smith 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts against the lefty Sears, so he's probably not unhappy to see the righty Spence. 1-0 he takes, and there's a strike over the outside corner. Spence missed his spot, but did find the plate, and John Lipka rewards him with a strike, so the count's even. Light brown glove for Spence just above the belt. He now raises it to the bottom of his chin. The windup in the 1-1. Smith a chopper right side. The second baseman Arias to his left. From the shallow part of the outfield grass, throws to first, and Smith's retired. You know, it's worth noting that this Athletics bullpen got off to a really rough start this season. Over the team's first 16 games, the Athletics bullpen posted an ERA that approached 6. But over the team's last 12 games, they've posted an ERA of around 2.5. The group has settled in nicely. Here's Pilar 0 for 3. First pitch inside, ball 1. Well, Bruce Bochy electing to leave Pilar in, perhaps with the lefty McFarland warming in the Athletics bullpen. That served as a deterrent in Bochy's decision. 1-0. Low and away. Boch maybe considered Dustin Harris or Jock Peterson, but figured that had he gone that route, then TJ McFarland would have come in to neutralize that decision. 2-0. Pilar takes, and there's a spinner over the inside corner for a strike, then counts 2-1. Tyler Ferguson also warming for the Athletics. He's the former Rangers minor leaguer who's settled in nicely as the setup man to Mason Miller. 2-1. Swing and a miss. A big cut from Pilar on a slider at the bottom of the zone, and the count 2-2. It's 2-1 Athletics in the bottom of the 7th. 2 runs on 7 hits for the Athletics, 1 run on 6 hits for the Rangers. Spence steps into the windup. The pitch. Swing and a foul back. So Pilar stays alive on an elevated cutter. Second baseman Arias is shaded towards the middle. The first baseman Soderstrom way off the line. The righty Pilar awaits. Spence, the 2-2. Swinging a ground ball near the bag at third. Loved by Schumann. Throw across just in time to get the hustling Pilar. And that is a 1-2-3 inning. Well, we go to the 8th. It's 2-1 Athletics leading on the Rangers Radio Network.
It's a great night for baseball. This
Trust me, I'm making a name. We are not one and the same. I am on top of the game. I cut out the line on my brakes, and that's why the driver's insane. Heart of a champ, adrenaline rushes is numbing the pain. I'm too competitive, I like the narrative, I don't know best in the league. Who you comparing with, that isn't competitive, top of the throne, it is me. How you moving slow when it's speed? I just been bringing the heat. I just been bringing the fire. Been bringing the fire. I just been bringing the fire. And they can't stop me. They know that I'm bringing the. They thought I was underdog. I did not fear not one of y'all. They thought I was underdog. I did not fear not one of y'all. They thought I was underdog. I do not fear not one of y'all. They thought I was underdog. I did not fear not one of y'all. I'm too competitive. I like the narrative. I don't know best in the league. Who you comparing with? That isn't competitive. Top of the throne, it is me. How you moving slow when it's speed? I just been bringing the heat. I just been bringing the fire. Been bringing the fire.
Is Matt.
Thank you, Jared. Soderstrom to lead it off. He's 1 for 3. He got the big hit for the A's. The pop-up double right inside the right field line that scored their 2 runs in the 5th. And Armstrong's first offering here is a fastball in for ball 1. Langoliers to follow, and then Andujar after him as Sean Armstrong begins his second inning of relief. The 1-0 pitch is swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Patrick Corbin started, and the last batter he faced was Soderstrom in the 5th inning with that 2-run double. Corbin giving up the 2 runs on 7 hits and 4 2/3 while striking out 5. The 1-1 sweeper comes in low, so make it 2 balls and a strike. Jacob Webb faced 4 batters in relief, got them all out, an inning and a third of shutout relief in which he struck out a pair. And now Armstrong working here 2-1 to the left-handed hitting Soderstrom. Here's the pitch. It's grounded sharply foul first base side. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Armstrong has gone 6 consecutive outings without allowing a run. Last time he gave up runs here at home, April the 4th against Tampa Bay. 2-2 the count. And here's the pitch. Swing and a foul out of play on the third base side. So the A's 2 runs on 7 hits. The Rangers a run on 6 hits. Rangers playing Soderstrom to pull with Josh Young a good 50 or so feet off the third base line. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swinging a high pop-up, very shallow right. Simeon out, Garcia in. And it's Adolis Garcia to make the one-hand grab right by his left shoulder, hitting Soderstrom for the first out. And that brings up Shea Langoliers. Hey, tell your boss you're going to WFB. That's work from the ballpark and spend a day working from the Comerica backyard. That'll take place in the final game of this series Thursday afternoon at 1:35. You can purchase your tickets by going to Rangers.com/specials and using the code YARDWORK before selecting your seats for the final game in this series against the A's. First pitch to Shea Langoliers misses. Ball 1. It's a 4-game series. We play again tomorrow night and Wednesday night, and then again on Thursday afternoon at 1:35. The 1-0 hit high into the air down the right field line. Berger giving chase into foul ground. He goes, but this one's out of play. And the count to Langoliers at a ball and a strike. Shea Langoliers 1 for 3. That infield hit was fielded by Josh Young deep at third. Last time up, Langoliers struck out. We wait for Adolis to get back in position in right, and now Armstrong ready to go. With the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Here comes the pitch. And that sweeper is low. So make it 2 balls and a strike. Langoliers taps the plate twice with his bat as he looks out to Armstrong, who sets on the first base side of the rubber, kicks and deals. The fastball is over the plate, but a little high. So make it 3-1 here to Langoliers. Langoliers playing in his 32nd career game against the Rangers. He has 10 home runs and 26 RBIs against Texas. 3-1 is outside and low, ball 4. So Langoliers draws the 1-out walk. And that will bring up Miguel Andujar. Andujar 2 for 3 in the ball game, a couple of singles. Last time up, he flied out to left, and we're going to get a visit here from pitching coach Mike Maddox to Sean Armstrong. Kobe Milner, the left-hander, on the mound out in the bullpen. Just kind of toying with the baseball right now and not warming up. Again, there are only 2 lefties in the lineup for the A's tonight. And with Andujar batting, one of them on deck in Lawrence Butler. Now the meeting goes on until plate umpire John Lipka goes out to break it up. Mike Maddox trotting back to the dugout. And so here we go with Armstrong to Andujar. And Milner now beginning to warm. So 1 on, 1 out. Rangers trailing here 2-1 in the 8th. And the pitch. That's on the corner for strike 1 here to Andujar. Langoliers edging away from first, out to an average lead. The 1-strike pitch. Swinging a line drive, caught by Simeon. Throw to first. Double play. Langoliers went diving back into the bag, but Simeon's throw was right on the money. And it's the second double play turned by the Rangers defense here tonight. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 2-1 still in favor of the A's on the Rangers Radio Network.
Tropical Smoothie Cafe makes every day a getaway.
Tyler Ferguson, who was originally drafted by the Rangers back in 2015 in the 6th round out of Vanderbilt, and he spent 4 seasons in the Rangers minor league system before going over to the Braves and then eventually to the A's, a guy who worked for many years in the minor leagues. Ferguson spent portions of 8 seasons in minor league baseball and is now pitching his second season in the big leagues, and he's worked his way into a setup role, and he's done a very nice job this year. 12 appearances. He's pitched to a .71 ERA. We'll get a pinch hitter here for the Rangers, Jock Peterson, leading it off, batting for Kyle Higashioka. And the first offering to the left-handed hitter is in for a strike. So Ferguson against Peterson here to start the home eighth. Here, a sweeper, swing and a miss, and Jock behind in the count at 0-2. Peterson for the year batting 101. Has been hitting the ball better of late. A couple of extra base hits yesterday. He does not yet have a home run. He has driven in one. Ferguson, the tall right-hander from the stretch, the 0-2 pitch. And he misses with that sweeper down and in. And the count at 1-2 strikes. Peterson facing Ferguson for the first time. The 1-2 hit on the ground right side, fielded by Soderstrom. He'll take it to the bag. And Peterson, the pinch hitter, is out here, 3 unassisted. And that brings up Wyatt Langford. Ferguson, in his role as a setup man, has 5 holds. In 12 2/3 innings, just 7 hits allowed. He has walked 6, and he has struck out 12. Opponents batting just 171 against the 31-year-old right-hander. Here's Wyatt Langford, 0 for 3, and he swings at the first pitch and pops it up. High into the air center field. Bleday in and to his left. He's there, and he's got it for the second out.
Well, walks were an issue for Ferguson when he was coming up in the Rangers system. That's ultimately what stymied his progression, and he's figured it out enough to have success. And one of the things that's worked well for him, you just got the righty, Wyatt Langford, there. Righties now 4 for 32 against him so far this season.
So he goes up against the switch-hitting Jonah Heim. Jonah 2 for 3 with an RBI tonight. And the first pitch is down the middle for strike 1.
Now remember, the closer for the Athletics is Mason Miller. He has not blown a save yet this season. He hadn't allowed a run until recently, but it came with a cushion, and he didn't blow a save in giving up 2 runs.
Change up here results in a swing and a miss, and the count 0-2 to Jonah. Rangers trailing 2-1. 2 out, nobody on, bottom half of the 8th. Jonah asking for time, but doesn't step out of the box. Now he's ready. Ferguson up in the count, 0-2. Here's the pitch, swing and a foul. Jonah got just a piece of that changeup that was down around the bottom of the zone. In the top half of the 9th inning, Butler, Arias, and Bleday are the due batters. No balls, 2 strikes the count. Ferguson's pitch, way outside. He missed badly there with a fastball. And that'll make it 1 ball and 2 strikes. Infield playing Jonah to pull, so too the outfield. The 1-2. Swing and a high fly ball into center. Bleday started back. Now he's racing in, still on the run in, and he makes a running grab in very shallow center field to get Jonah for the final out here in a 1-2-3 bottom of the 8th. We head to the 9th. The Rangers are down 2-1 on the Rangers Radio Network.
Everyone. Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since.
2-1, Milner to face the left-handed hitting Lawrence Butler here. Butler 0 for 3 tonight, and he has struck out twice. Milner's first pitch is a little inside for ball 1. Milner, the Fort Worth native, on for the 12th time. He's 1-0 with a 2.25 ERA. Just 6 hits allowed in 12 innings this year. He pumps in a strike, and the count now at 1-1 strike. Milner has walked just 4. One of those an intentional walk, and he has fanned 14. Made 3 appearances on the road trip, 1 in San Francisco. Swing here by Butler and a foul. And that'll make it 1 ball and 2 strikes. Butler went 0 for 2 against the starter Patrick Corbin. Came into today's game batting .208 against left-handed pitching. This offering just a little high and outside. So make it 2 balls and 2 strikes. Milner, the 4th pitcher tonight for the Rangers after Corbin and then Webb and then Armstrong. The 2-2. Well, he just missed with a fastball a little bit outside. It's a borderline pitch, and the count runs full. Lefties batting .174 against Milner. The 3-2. Swing and a chopper over Milner, charged by Simeon. He picks it up. The sidearm throw is in time. And Butler is out number 1. And that will bring up Luis Urias. Hey, coming up in the 3rd game of this series, Wednesday night, you can celebrate Dollar Hot Dog Night in style with a Glizzy theme night. Theme night tickets will get you that Texas Rangers Glizzy cap, but only when you buy your tickets by going to Rangers.com/theme nights. Time called here before the first pitch to Urias. Urias tonight 0 for 3. He's flied to center. He's hit into a double play, and he has also popped up to the catcher Higashioka in foul ground. This pitch is outside. Ball 1. That double play into which Miguel Andujar lined into to end the top half of the 8th, our Whataburger What a Play, brought to you by Whataburger. This pitch just a little bit low, and Urias up in the count here at 2 balls and no strikes. Milner into the glove, the 2-0. And he misses outside with the sinking fastball. So make it 3 balls and no strikes. The lefty hitting J.J. Bleday is on deck. The 3-0 in there for a strike. Urias, I don't want to say taking all the way, although I think he was, just kind of giving a little body action to thinking about maybe swinging. Now Milner ready with the 3-1. And that ball is hit sharply over Young, but foul. That line drive had quite a bit of hook to it. It went right over Young's glove. Young was in fair territory, but by the time it landed, it was foul by maybe 2 feet.
And good thing that Young didn't get a tip of his glove on it, because other than catching it, which would have been an out, that would have made the ball fair and likely resulted in a hit if it just nicked his leather.
Yep, even though he was reaching to his right, his glove was still above foul territory. There's a swing and a foul back into the screen. We stay at 3-2. A's scored their 2 runs on a Tyler Soderstrom double in the 5th. The Rangers got their run on a 2-out RBI single by Jonah Heim in the 6th. The 3-2 way inside. So ball 4, and Urias draws the walk. So the A's have a base runner here with 1 out for J.J. Bleday, who came on as a pinch hitter in the 7th. Flied out to the warning track in right. Mason Miller, the hard-throwing right-hander, is warming in the A's bullpen. Bleday, slightly open stance, his left foot along the back line in the box. And he looks at a fastball here from Milner for strike one. Bleday 1 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts in his career against Milner. Here, a pop-up foul, which makes its way into the seats high above the A's dugout. 0-2 the count to Bleday. Urias a very short lead from first and takes his lead behind the base path. Leo 2. Swinging a line drive into right field, and that gets down for the base hit. Adolis is up with it. Urias will stop at second. So Bleday singles to right, and now the A's are in business. Runners at first and second with one out for Max Schumann. And time called here is pitching coach Mike Maddox will make his way out to the hill. There is activity behind Milner in the Rangers bullpen as Dane Dunning, who was just brought up today, added to the active roster, is warming up. Well, Milner has faced the requisite 3 batters here. If the Rangers wanted to make a change, but Dunning, you would think, not yet ready out in the bullpen. Well, Maddox now headed back into the dugout. So it will be Milner against Schumann. And Schumann getting his first look at the Ranger left-hander. So Urias at second, Bleday at first, 1 out in the inning. The pitch. And Schumann shows bunt. Apparently gets the bat out of the way on a sinker that missed outside, ball 1. Young is playing back at third, about midway between the infield turf and outfield turf. Now Schumann swinging away, hacks at this one and fouls it back to even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Rangers weren't sold on that show of bunt by Schumann. In the infield, Rangers are at double play depth. Simeon very close to second base. The 1-1. Swing and a drive toward the right field corner, slicing away from Adolis Garcia, who slides into the corner in foul ground. Did he make the catch? Yes, he did. What a play by Adolis Garcia as he disappears from our view. We saw him go into a slide. First base umpire Sean Barber indicating a catch. I want to see a replay on that one. Adolis went into the slide in fair territory and made the catch just before his left foot hit that padded angled wall. There's hardly any room down there in foul ground, maybe about 4 or 5 feet. And Adolis makes a terrific catch for the second out.
And a lot of cojones making that attempt.
Man, first pitch to Jacob Wilson on the inside corner, strike 1.
Well, it's a lot easier for a player to just stay upright and maybe pull up with the sidewall nearby, but when you drop to a slide, you're kind of protecting your body, but you're also exposing yourself.
Here's a chopper up the middle, fielded by Smith. He goes over second without touching it, but throws to first to get Wilson for the final out in the inning. No runs, a hit. A's lead 2. We'll go to the bottom of the ninth with the Rangers down here 2-1 on the Rangers Radio Network.
Life's
It doesn't feel right. I see in your eyes. Tell me no lie, 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 lie. Tell me no lies. Tell me no lie, 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 lie. Tell me no lies. Tell me no lie, 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 lie. Tell me no lies. Tell me no lie, 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 lie. Let's talk about your ex. Let's talk about your ex. Baby, I'm in 100%. We've been a year, but you struggle to keep pace. Done everything right. My heart is a mess.
Miller on for the 11th time is 8 for 8 in save chances and has a 1.80 ERA. First man up, Marcus Semien. And Miller's first pitch is, of course, not the 100-mile-an-hour fastball, but the slider, and he misses low for ball one. Miller, the high leg kick in the pitch, and that slider misses just a little bit outside, so make it 2 balls and no strikes. Semien, 1 for 5 with a couple of strikeouts in his career against Miller. This pitch off the mark, and Miller falls behind in the count here at 3-0. Miller, in his 10 innings of work this year, does 6 hits allowed and only 1 walk versus 21 strikeouts. The 3-0, and he missed low, ball 4. Fastball at 100 there, but it doesn't matter. The Rangers get the tying run on with nobody out now for Josh Young.
Yeah, well, last time Josh Young came up against Mason Miller with a chance to walk off the Athletics, he walked off the Athletics, hit a home run right down the right field line here at Globe Life Field. That was back on September 1st. See if he can do it again.
He swings here and hits one hard left side. Diving to it, Schumann. He's got it. Gets up, throws to first, and Young is out. What a play by Max Schumann. Takes a base hit away from Josh Young there with a diving stop to his left as Semien advances to second.
Now the Rangers get a little bit of a break there because Schumann, just for an instant, had a tough time getting the ball out of his glove, so he shifted his focus from trying to get Semien to just getting Young. You don't blame Schumann for that. He made a diving play, but it does at least allow the Rangers to get a runner in scoring position in Marcus Semien.
And here's Adolis Garcia now. First pitch to Adolis is outside for ball 1. Adolis, lifetime against Miller, 1 for 4. Adolis 0 for 3 tonight. The 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss as he chased a slider that was almost a foot off the plate. Make it 1 ball and 1 strike.
Now, right there, you wonder, what is he looking for? And Mason Miller is a very tough pitcher. He gets a lot of swings from hitters on pitches that aren't in the zone. But, if you're Garcia, you're ahead in the count. And I'm not sure if that pitch was at any point a strike.
1-1. The kick and the pitch. Fastball is up. And Adolis ahead of the count here at 2 balls and 1 strike.
Well, that's a nice take by Adolis. We've seen him prone to the elevated fastball sometimes, but a really nice job laying off that one.
See what he gets here at 2-1. Here's the pitch. And that fastball at 102 is on the outside corner for a strike to even the count at 2-2.
And Jake Berger, the on-deck hitter, but he's been called back. Dustin Harris is in the on-deck circle right now.
Semien at second, 1 out. Here's the 2-2. And it's fouled off on the screen. It bounces down in front of the Rangers dugout. Adolis, 11 runs batted in on the season. He's 0 for 2 tonight with men in scoring position, 5 for 22 on the season. The pitch, that's high. That fastball was very high, and the count runs full. A 2-1 ball game. Rangers down by a run. Semien the potential tying run out at second base. Miller ready. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with a slider right near the top of the zone. That may have been just a tad bit above the zone, but a well-located pitch, and Garcia is out on strikes.
Again, I don't know if Miller was trying to throw it high, but if he was, He was baiting Garcia, seeing that slider up, but when you throw it above the strike zone, it's not easy to get to. We've seen Garcia get to that pitch before, but at nearly 90 miles an hour, even if it wasn't perfectly located, it widened Adolis' eyes, and instead of ball 4, that's strike 3, and now it's up to the young Dustin Harris.
Left-handed hitter coming on here to pinch hit for Jake Berger. Harris has delivered really good at-bats for the ball club since coming up. But the Rangers are down to their final out. Harris batting .250. And the first pitch is a slider on the inside corner for strike 1. Harris with 1 solo home run. He's also doubled a couple of times. The 0-1. And that fastball is high and outside. So make it 1 ball and 1 strike. Wilson, the shortstop, is playing up the middle here behind Simeon, the runner at second. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball there at the top rail, or maybe a tad bit above. And Harris behind here at 1-2. The ask for time steps out. Out in center, Blade playing Harris slightly to go the other way. The first baseman, Soderstrom, playing a step and a dive off the line there. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a slow tapper right side. Urias is up with it. The throw to first just in time to get Harris. And the A's capture the opening game of this series as they hold on tonight to win by the final score of 2-1. We are back with your totals right after this on the Rangers Radio Network.
Community.